Thank you for that warm introduction. Like you said, I'm Blake, founder of REAP, which is essentially a calorie counter for what you throw away. But before I get into the nuts and bolts, I want to tell you a little story about how I got involved in this endeavor. So last summer, I spent 3 months in Veracruz, Mexico, doing research for my master's thesis on human drivers behind recycling in the Gulf area. What I found when I was there was surprising. The recycling infrastructure was actually really good. However, a lot of materials were still being discarded by people and washed out into the sea. What I thought was interesting was that 93% of the materials that were being washed out to sea were items like Coca-Cola bottles and plastic bags, definitely recyclable. And they're recyclable in an industry that has increased 100% in the last decade alone. So this really struck a chord with me. So when I came back, I started looking into the recycling industry here in the United States. What I found was the industry itself, along with recycling rates, has increased substantially in the past 20 years alone. This increase has not gone without the notice of industry who are interested in increasing recycling rates because it makes the packaging materials that they produce and sell incredibly cheaper. But not only are they interested in cheaper packaging material, yeah. Let's see if it comes back up. Not only are they interested in cheaper packaging material, there we go. They're also interested in increasing their green credibility with people who are their customers and clients. So what REAP is looking to do is help these industries have a better green credibility on top of increasing recycling rates. So what these industries are who they're looking to target are not the ultra green, ultra hip, ultra conservative environmentalists that you see here on the left. Who they're really trying to really focus on are the average everyday recyclers, like our everyday Joanne here, who recycles something every day, but not everything, and they only recycle when it's most convenient to them. So what's intriguing about this group of people is that they understand and acknowledge the importance of recycling. They just don't do it enough because they probably need more education or a better platform locally or nationally to make this happen. So that is what REAP is. It's a better platform to engage people to recycle more. So what we do is we allow people to visualize the impact that they're having on Earth by seeing how much they recycle over time. And so with this platform, the average Joannes of the world, which turns out to be 263 million people who self-identify as being average recyclers, we think this is the best platform is being an app, to develop an app for them, because 184 million of these people have smartphones. So an app fits really well into this group. We find also intriguing is that 150 million of these people use what we call competitors, but are applications that are similar to ours, like Fitbit, MyFitnessPal, Strava, Sleep Cycle, applications like that. So we think with 30% or 50 million people in this market, with the right team, the right partnerships, the right finances, we can really engage these 50 million people. And so I've spent the past 7 months creating just that, a team of business strategists, financial modelers, and awesome design thinkers to move forward with REAP and take it to the next level. We think that 9 months from demo day, we will have developed a really good platform for people and will have reached a critical mass of users, which we gauge to be about 125,000 downloads. So we think with these number of downloads, we can start creating a really awesome database of data points for the recycling industry that we can take to our partners, and we can show them exactly our goals, our methods, and our vision for the future. Okay, so I can't stress enough how important the data points are to the vision and the future of REAP. So what you see here is how data in the waste management world is collected today and how it's represented. So what you have are bar graphs of tons, which is pretty cool because 250 million tons of anything is a lot of awesome. But however, this really underrepresents the volume of recycling and of waste that's actually in the system. So if you think about it, 10 years ago, water bottles were made up of 2 times as much plastic as they are today. So what you see here is an underrepresentation of how much is actually in the system. So what REAP does is it creates a better data collection system with pinpoint items of what people are actually recycling and where. So with this data, we can take it to municipalities, to organizations, to businesses, and show them what is being recycled and where. So we can make better recycling infrastructure and have better education for the Joannes of the world. But what we want to do in the future is go above the bar that we've set for ourselves. So we want to collect even better data. We want to be able to say how many Coca-Cola bottles versus Pepsi bottles are being recycled. How many Coors bottles versus Budweiser bottles. So with this type of data, we can take it to the industry themselves and put the pressure back on them to take control of the recycling industry. So what it does is instead of making nonprofits, municipalities, government organizations with that, so making them today they are responsible for the recycling industry, but what we want to do is put that pressure back on organizations that create these products to make sure that they're disposed of properly. So I can't stress enough the uniqueness of REAP. It's a platform that doesn't exist in the recycling space, in the carbon footprint space, or in the green app space at all. And so we're looking to capitalize on this novelty, this uniqueness in the future, so that we can increase recycling rates and then hopefully have cleaner beaches for future generations.